Good morning, students. Is man live? The real credit for preparing the periodic table goes to man live. Is mostly the credit for preparing the modern periodic table goes to mostly. What is the difference between Manley's periodic table and Mosley's periodic table? In Manley's periodic table, the elements are arranged as per the order of atomic mass. But in Mosley's periodic table, the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic numbers. Today, we learn the topic ionic radius. What is ionic radius? It is defined as the distance from the center of the nucleus of the ion up to the point where it exerts its influence on the electron cloud of the ion. Electron cloud of the ion, that is to the outermost shell. The ions are formed when an atom loses or gains electrons. When a neutral atom loses an electron, it becomes a positively charged ion called cation. The gain of an electron by a neutral atom forms a negatively charged ion called anion. The size of the ions is important to determine their behaviors. The size of the ions is important to determine their behaviors. The size of cation is always smaller. The size of a cation is always smaller than its corresponding neutral atom, but the anion is larger than its neutral atom. See the diagram, anion and cation. The size of the anion is greater, size of the cation is smaller. The lithium and sodium lost the single electron from their outermost energy level to form cations. Fluorine and chlorine become negative ions by gaining an electron. As seen in the atomic radius, ionic radius also decrease along the period from left to right and increase down in the group. As seen in the atomic radius, ionic radius also decreases along the period from left to right and increase down in the group. See the diagram, the atomic radius. It is mentioned in the unit of picometers. See the ions, lithium and sodium. This is 90 and 116 picometers. Fluorine 119, chlorine 167. Ionic radius are typically given in units of either picometer, it is denoted by the letter PM, or angstrom. 1 angstrom is equal to 100 picometer. Then what are the difference between atomic radius and ionic radius? Atomic radius is the radius of a neutral atom. Ionic radius is the radius of an atom's ion. Next, atomic radius can be calculated as the distance from the nucleus of an atom to its boundary of the electron cloud. Boundary of the electron cloud. Ionic radius can be calculated by dividing the distance between two nuclei of two ions according to their sizes. Neutral atoms of the same element have the same size. So, the atomic radius is equal to each other in atomic radius. But the cations have a smaller atomic radius than that of anions in ionic radius. Atomic radius is determined considering a neutral gaseous atoms of chemical elements. Ionic radius determined considering cations and anions that are in an ionic bond.